Good evening, everybody. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, this is going to be one of my later recordings. I typically do them in the morning, but I work tonight, so it makes it kind of hard for me to do one in the middle of the night if I'm not home. Now, if I get off early, I will be doing another one. But for now, this is Food for Thought, Thoughts If It Were You by Neogentrix. And we're going to continue where I left off. Let's see. We are doing communication. Is that correct? Let's do telephone interviews. We'll go ahead and cover that. Because we already covered regular interviews. And with that being said, many people are now willing to relocate and much further from home for the sake of their jobs, or to, work from home rather than at the office. So, there are a lot of applicants for every single job. At the same time, many companies are trying to reduce their recruitment costs, so a lot of companies are adopting telephone interviews, making them more and more popular. And the way this works is, for many jobs, especially Indeed, telephone interviews are now the norm for at least the first round of interviews. But then it brings up the question, what is different about telephone interviews? Or how can you prepare for them to make sure that you shine? And, I can answer both of those questions. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can. But they're no different than a regular interview in retrospect. There's only a few things that's different, okay? So let me ask you this. Interview or telephone interview? Well, how do I put this? You have to Google telephone interview tips to realize that telephone interviews are part and parcel most job hunts these days. They're oftenly used for just first stage interviews to select those they want to meet face to face. Okay? But one thing to keep in mind about a telephone interview, it's still an interview. Obviously. I know it sounds obvious, but a telephone interview is still an interview. It is not a cozy chat with a friend, but a serious chance for the company to see if you fit in and are capable of doing the job. Treat it as seriously as you would treat any other job interview. I can't believe I have to say that. But for some people, you gotta simplify some stuff for them. But how does a telephone interview differ from one that is face-to-face? And just like a face-to-face interview, you still need to prepare thoroughly. There is no substitute for doing your research about the company, preparing a list of questions, making sure you are clear about the company's product or service, and how your potential role will fit in. Make sure that you have good examples of how you have used all of your required skills that meet the conditions that they have set. So, we're going to take a short break. And I'm going to cover the major differences between telephone interviews and face-to-face interviews. There's a few of them. And what to do. All right? Okay. So we're back. Now, the major differences between telephone interviews and face-to-face interviews. That's the question. That's the topic. That's what we're going to talk about. But there are some bright sides and some downsides to this. So, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But let's start off with number one, okay? First things first, you get to choose your location. Isn't that great? You can do a telephone interview from almost anywhere. Cafe, street, car, train. Well, I don't recommend the cafe. It depends on how quiet it is. But since you effectively have a choice of venue, it is as well to choose somewhere where it's quiet, where you will be able to both hear what each other is saying. And you can concentrate. Don't have to worry about getting hit by something or some random person's kid crying. In practice, this probably means that it's a good idea to be at home or in your own room with the door closed. You get what I'm saying. If you share accommodations with other people, it might be worth putting a note on the door to ask not to be interrupted or to be disturbed. You should also be well away from the landline, if you have a landline. And if you're on the mobile, switch off the mobile if the call is due on your landline. Okay? Oh yeah, there's another thing. There's the element of surprise. Okay. While most potential employers will make an appointment for a telephone interview, others prefer a surprise candidate. If you are phoned out of the blue and asked if it's convenient to have an interview with you right now, don't feel that you need to say yes if it really isn't. For example, you may be out and about in a crowded place and unable to hear properly, trying to put your children to bed, or give them tea. Some people do that, yeah. Or about to go into a lecture or your class, or you're at your current job you're trying to get rid of. Yeah, that's an option. If it is really inconvenient though, say, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't have time right now as I have another commitment. Can we fix another time instead? And I'd really like to talk to you. Best verbal communication that can possibly be used in this situation. Or at least something close to it. You will then need to fix the time then and there, as they are unlikely to call back otherwise. So make sure that you have your diary, notebook, or whatever you use to write that in on hand. You can even say, I should be free in about an hour or two at, just give a random time, 5 p.m. Can I call you back then? And make sure that you take down the number. That way you can call them back. Otherwise, you probably just lost the job that you could have had. With that being said, that brings up number 2. You don't have to dress up, but you do have to sound professional, at least. It is true that you will not be visible to your interviews unless it's a video interview, and they do have video interviews. Some advisors recommend, however, that you wear smart clothes and sit up straight as if you were actually in a face-to-face interview. As they suggest, this makes you feel, and therefore sound, way more professional. Answer the phone professionally. Hello is fine. If you know the person's name, say hello, sir. This is, and say your name is speaking. That works as well. What you shouldn't do is say, yo, dude, what's up? If you know the person, fine, but this is an interview. I wouldn't recommend that anyway. And just in case you're on another call when the interview call comes through, make sure that your voicemail and answer phone message system or whatever it is set up and it has a professional answering system as well. It's also worth remembering that you should not be eating or drinking during an interview. Slurping sounds are not attractive, and you might want a glass of water to hand, though, in case your mouth goes dry, because you'll be talking a lot, if not anything else. With that being said, the third thing to keep in mind is you're responsible for the technology, okay? In other words, if your phone goes flat or you lose your mobile signal during the interview, then that is your problem, not the interviewers. If it happens, then they probably won't call you back. Make sure your phone is charged, that you have good reception in your chosen venue, or that you know how to use Skype on your chosen device as well in advance, okay? Oh, you know what? Let me give you number 4 as well. You can have crib sheets or an information out in front of you as well. That works out well. Unless you were doing a video telephone interview, and it's not worth checking this in advance. It is worth checking this in advance so you know which type it is. The interviewer will not be able to see you, so you can have your CV, written examples of when you have demonstrated your skills, or even reminders about smiling spread out in front of you. You can have stuff like that. Try not to rustle your papers during the interview, though, as it will probably be audible and probably very loud on the opposite side. Make sure you give yourself enough time before the interview to spread out everything you need, and check that it will all be visible so that you don't have to keep moving around to see everything. Make sure you have a pen and paper handy in case you have to make notes of something, and also consider using a hands-free system or headset to make that easier, but make sure that the system is working properly. Okay?
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?